5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Hi, I'm Miss Marianne, and I'm here today to tell you a story about the first time people went to the moon, from the moon's point of view. Because, she sat up there so lonely for so long. And I'm doing this today because today is July 20th, and that is the day in 1969 when the first people from Earth walked on the moon. The name of this story is Moon's First Friends, One Giant Leap for Friendship. The words are by Susanna Leonard Hill, and the pictures are by Eliza Paganelli. Look at all those stars. Can you believe it? Wow. Moon's first friends. The moon was queen of the night sky. She was so bright that everything she touched glowed with silver light. But after many, many years had passed, she was lonely. "If only someone would visit me," she said. "Hello down there," she called to the lumbering dinosaurs. "If you come up here, you won't feel so heavy. You'll feel lighter than air." But the dinosaurs stayed where they were. Look at that. Got Triceratops, an Ankylosaurus, a Pteranodon, but none of them ever went to the moon. Under the moon's watchful eye, the surface of the earth changed. The moon saw glorious new creatures come and go, like saber-toothed tigers, mastodons, woolly mammoths, dodo birds, whales, rhinoceroses, and elephants. But they all stayed earthbound and rarely looked up to her in the night sky. Oh well. But then she saw something new. At night, people conjured tiny fires like tiny stars. "There are millions of stars for you up here," she offered. But the people stayed where they were. The moon watched as she circled and circled the earth. On the wide sweep of the hot Sahara, the Egyptians built stone pyramids that towered toward the sky. "They're trying to reach me," the moon marveled. But though the pyramids were mighty, they came nowhere near high enough to reach the moon. Perhaps they didn't see her. What do you think? Did the Egyptians see the moon? She spun and twirled from new moon to majestic silver pearl and back again, showing off for the people below. But no one came. Oh, if no one came to visit you, how would you feel? She watched as down on Earth people came up with all kinds of ways to get from one place to another. But they did not sail, or drive, or cycle, or float to the moon. Nope. Then, on a windy day in North Carolina, the first airplane flew above a beach. "You're doing great," encouraged the moon. "You just need to fly a little higher." But the people on Earth only traveled to visit one another. Was it possible they didn't know she was there? What do you think? Would you know the moon was there? high noon, the moon slipped purposefully between the earth and the sun, blocking all the daylight in a little place on earth. Then she slid aside again, allowing the sun to shine through. No one could have missed that, she thought. But still, no one ventured away from Earth. Would she ever have a visitor? Oh. Just when the moon was losing hope, the people on Earth began to experiment with rockets. Ooh. And the moon watched with great interest. But the humans still had a lot to learn. One day, the moon's hopes soared. A chimpanzee in a mercury capsule rocketed toward her. A visitor at last! Oh, but alas, he returned to Earth without reaching her. Didn't make it. He had to go home. And then, one hot July day, a tremendous rocket stood upon a launch pad with two small spaceships on the top. The countdown began. Can you count down with me? Let's start with 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off! At 30 stories high and weighing 6 million pounds, oh, that's big, the rocket rose into the air amid an explosion of flames. Slowly at first, and then faster and faster. The rocket fell away in stages, but the two spaceships hurtled toward the moon. They're coming, the moon said. They're actually coming. Oh. One of the spaceships remained at a distance, circling, but the other came closer, closer, until at last its spindle legs touched down. Welcome, she greeted the men who emerged from the ship. Their names were Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. The astronauts walked across her surface with great bounding steps that made her dust bloom. They seemed delighted with how far they could travel with each stride. The moon gave them gifts of moon dust and moon rocks. Take these back to Earth, she said. Then, even though I can't visit you, a part of me will be there. The men left her a present in return. A handsome plaque, it's like a kind of sign, that said, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind." They also left her a beautiful flag with red and white stripes and a scattering of white stars on a blue background. Do you recognize that flag? Yes, it's an American flag. Too soon the astronauts had to leave. Goodbye, the moon said as their ship floated away into the starry distance. Come back any time. She sighed with happiness. Oh, she was so happy. At last, someone had visited her. See, and she's still got the flag. It's still there. And now she had hope that it would happen again and again. And maybe one day you will visit her. The end. Would you like to go to the moon? It might be possible. We're getting ready to go back. It'll be so exciting. Well, this book is one that you can find on Hoopla and on Libby. All you have to have is a library card to download it and read it. It's free. And you can also get it at Alexander Hamilton Memorial Free Library through Interlibrary Loan. That's it. Goodbye. I'll see you again soon.